Hail and well met, travelers. Welcome to Training Montage, a series where I put together a workout regimen inspired by a fictional character. This current challenge is inspired by Kelladry from Tamara Pierce's Protector of the Small series. In this episode, I'll be talking about my week 0 or problem-solving week and my official week 1 of training. I'll be discussing my successes, my excitements, and the overall issues that I faced. So week 0 was supposed to be my first official week of training, but I had a few setbacks that kind of threw me for a loop, so I decided instead to make it a week where I figure things out. The first hurdle I faced was dealing with my anxiety the first time I went to work out outside. I desperately wanted a nice backdrop for my runs because I wanted to mimic Kel's experience as much as possible. But at the beginning of September, things had just started opening up again, and it was extremely busy. I got too overwhelmed and I ended up not working out at all that day. I went home and I spoke a little bit about my experiences with social anxiety. I do get very anxious working out outside or working out where people can see me. That's a pretty deep anxiety of mine. It has been for a long time. I think part of it is that I worry that everyone who's looking at me is judging me because I'm not fit, I'm not skinny, and so in my mind, they're thinking, oh, why is she even bothering? Like, why is she trying at all? So obviously, I do know logically that a lot of that is me projecting my feelings onto someone else. But it's still there, and it's still real for me. So it is disappointing. Part of me was hoping that doing this challenge, just because it's something I'm so passionate about, that kind of my mental health would just recognize that and give me a free pass to just do what I wanted to do, which is a weird thing to assume because I don't think mental health cares, to be honest. And so I do kind of need to adjust my own expectations. I was feeling really upset that I couldn't just get over my anxiety and do the challenge the way I imagined, but I also didn't want to give up. I decided on days where it all felt a little too much that I would run stairs in my apartment stairwell, the logic there being that there would be less people around to see me. Running stairs was definitely a good cardio challenge and test of my endurance. I was glad to be moving my body, but I wasn't finding it fulfilling. Running stairs is a lot different than jogging, and I wasn't able to last as long as I wanted. Also, despite my anxiety, I really wanted to be outside. I wanted to imagine I was in medieval times, and it was hard to suspend my disbelief in the harsh glare of fluorescent lights. Also, I know I'm spending a lot of energy trying to find the right location, which may seem trivial, but I felt like this challenge would be the most successful if I truly immersed myself in Kel's experience, and that meant being surrounded by nature, as much as is possible in Toronto. So I ran stairs for 2 days before I decided that I wanted to give running outside another attempt. I picked a different jogging route that had less people, but the location still wasn't right. So the next day I tried out another nearby park, and I was really pleased with how it looked. It was significantly less crowded and had lots of running paths and open fields. During this first week, I was really convinced that running laps on a field was the best way to show my progress, by comparing how many laps I could run each day and how fast I could run them. But as you can see, it really isn't the most compelling to watch. This method also required my boyfriend to accompany me on my jogs, which wouldn't always be possible. So at the end of week 0, I'd already gone on quite the journey, struggling with my anxiety, trying to find the right place to film, and now figuring out how to film myself while running. Week 1 began with me testing filming while running using a GoPro ripoff. I had seen some videos online of people filming their runs this way, and it seemed pretty simple. However, I can't afford a legitimate GoPro, and the knockoff I got did not have the best quality, as you can see. Once I got home and reviewed the footage, I was really disappointed with how it turned out. I went back to the drawing board and decided just to use my phone and went out early on the second morning to find some good spots to film. So, not gonna lie you guys, not really feeling this run today. I'm still trying to balance how to run consistently and find spots to film and not have a lot of people stare at me, which is easier said than done for sure. Even this, I'm like looking around like, oh my god, what is she doing? But yeah, my hair elastic broke on my way out the door, so now I'm just free hairing it. Halfway through the run, I'm gonna keep on trucking. See you guys later. I was still feeling very anxious about people watching me film myself as I ran, but after rereading the books, I was filled with a renewed sense of purpose. And I worked on adopting Cal's mentality as a way to ignore those around me and really just focus on the training. After the second day, I began to fall into the rhythm of waking up early, heading out to the park, and hitting all of my filming spots as I ran. I had finally overcome the hurdle of my tech issues and was satisfied that I could film my progress in an aesthetic way and feel good about the quality of the footage. Because, in my opinion, it can't be a training montage if it doesn't feel cinematic. However, the thing with training montages is they're not often as easy as they seem. It's never easy right away, and my body had some grievances to air. I've always struggled with shin splints when I ran, but after months of sitting on the couch, they were especially bad. At the end of day 4, I was feeling extremely discouraged. The pain in my legs was so bad that I ended up cutting my run short, and it didn't even feel like I'd gotten a workout in, rather just hobbled around the paths. It's one thing to feel limited by your own endurance when you first start working out, because this is something that can be improved upon as you continue to train consistently. I had done that before, and I knew that I could do it again. The shin splints were another matter entirely. They prevented me from giving 100%, and I was terrified of the possibility of injuring myself. Also, the negative voice deep inside of me was trying to convince me that the only reason I was struggling with the shin splints at all was because of my weight. Now, had I not been filming this challenge, this is, without a doubt, the moment that I would have given up. Anytime I feel like my weight is the thing holding me back, it just makes me feel depressed, and I give up instead of trying to work through it. But this time truly felt different. I wanted to film this series so badly, and I refused to give up. Also, thinking about Cal's determination encouraged me to keep going. I couldn't let her down. And I wanted to surprise myself. Hi there guys, so it's Training Montage week 1, day 5, and for these days I plan to do kind of a challenge, as if this whole thing isn't a challenge, but I just want to do something to really show that I've been hopefully getting stronger, at the very least more fit. So today we're here at the park, and I'm running up these stairs. My goal is to do 5 to start, see how I feel, but I'm basically going to be comparing how quickly it takes me to do them and seeing if that improves over the weeks. It seems like it's like I'm doing so little, but like it burns. Whew.
Good job.
Thanks. One more. Oh, that last one is brutal.
And so you know it worked.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I don't know, I feel silly because like I just feel really out of shape, but they don't tell you that being in the training montage is not as fast or fun as watching it later, so yeah.
How do you feel you've progressed over this week?
Not as much as I would have liked, but I also think I'm being too hard on myself because, like, I'm not 11. Shocker, no surprise. But like, she's obviously starting at like a very active age, whereas I it's basically like a couch to 5K thing. So I think I'm placed the expectations too high. But I don't know. I will say a success is that I've gone out every morning, because I wasn't doing that like 2 weeks ago. So I like would have like balked at it, you know, like to do like 7 a.m. wake ups, which is not even that bad, because some people get up at 5, but I don't hate myself that much. So I don't know, I'm optimistic, I guess, of where it'll go. So it may have been a difficult start, but I'm proud of myself for my determination to figure things out and keep going. If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, and subscribe. In the next episode, I'll be reflecting on weeks 2 and 3, and I hope to see you there. And remember, find a way to make your weird inner kid happy this week. Bye! I got a bunch of phlegm in my mouth. Welcome back, everyone. Stairs. It smells like a campfire. So nice. Week 1 began with me testing out filming while running using a grow. Reggie, your kib eating is so loud. I've never tied shoes before in my life. But, you know, got some cool fog behind me. I'm either Mr. Darcy or Lizzie Bennett. I'm not really sure what I'm feeling like today, but... Because, in my opinion, it can't be a training montage if it doesn't feel cinematic. However, the thing... Why? Why did you turn off? Why do you hate me, you piece of garbage? I am gonna murder you in the flame of 1,000 suns. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. In the next... Oh my god, Reggie, your kibbles are so loud. Basically, this challenge is reminiscent of the part from the first book where all the boys have a bathhouse right next to the training grounds because she's a girl and she has to run all the way back to her lodgings. And so, like, it's like that first extra step that she's taking to prove that she's just as good, if not better. So just keep that in mind as I die. Okay.